Welcome to Where There's a Wills.
There's a play.
I'm Ian, your mid-complexity casual gamer.
I'm Stacey, your non-gamer gamer.
And we are here today with another initial impressions video for
River Valley Glassworks.
this initial impressions is going to be a little bit different because I have played this quite a bit this summer on BGA, and it was Stacey's first time playing. But I did learn the solo mode before Stacey played for the first time. So I'm going to comment a little bit on the solo mode of the game, which maybe we'll start doing on this a little bit more so that the solo side of things can get mentioned on solo games. But yeah, so let's get into River Valley Glassworks. First up, as always, is the rule book, and Stacey's going to talk about this because she read through the rule book. I had, like I said, I had already played the multiplayer, and I'll talk about the solo.
Okay. So the rule book, I read it this time, which normally Ian reads it, but I read it, I understood it, and I didn't have that many questions when I was done. So it did explain everything very well. It starts out with the components and the setup on the front. And then on the inside, it talks about the overview, the game turns, gathering from the river, and adding how to add to your what's that called? Your river
Your Glassworks.
Glassworks.
Yeah.
So it's actually pretty good. It explains everything, I think, pretty detailed, pretty good. And then on the back, it's game end and final scoring, and has sorry. And then tips on how to maybe have your gameplay go. So it gives some decent tips on the back on maybe a strategy or two on how to do it.
So nice pictures and examples in it.
Yes, nice pictures and examples. It's got some cute little characters up here. Like I've said before, the artwork and the rule book can obviously make or break a game for me. This one, it was okay for the artwork. It's got some cute little characters up here. But other than that, it was all about the gameplay and explaining everything very well. So it was pretty easy for me to understand. So that's a bonus.
And I clarified, when she was reading through, I clarified a couple things because I had played it. So I just explained like what that meant and showed it on the boards and stuff. And then the solo rival stuff is just a single pamphlet. Just tells you your that there's different difficulty ratings, which we'll get into onto some things. Tells you how to just slightly set up things a little bit differently, and how the rival turns takes some examples and just some overview and how they score. So rule books for both, very well done. Moving on to the setup. And the setup for this game is fairly simple. We do have the deluxe version, so we do have the player mat. Basically, you put the player mat down, and I think the player mat may come with the non-deluxe. I don't remember that. I don't remember if there's just a board, or I think the player mat was with the deluxe, and there's just a board for the non-deluxe. But you place it down. You put your river pieces on, which we'll look at a little more on the components as well, and then you place some glass pieces on these. Each person takes their board. You put them together. You draw 3 pieces of glass onto your pan, and you put 5 in the lake, and that's really the setup. So the setup for this one was fairly quick, and then you place glass pieces on here. Ooh, look! Whoa, that's really weird. So a little reflection there. There we go. Let's angle it. You put glass pieces on there depending on how many rocks are on there. So the setup for this one is very, very quick. This one, easy to set up, take down, play pretty quickly. So
I could probably set it up and take it down all by myself. So that's how I judge it.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy.
Okay, getting on to the exciting parts of this, and that is first the components of the game.
You want to start?
Sure. So one of the main components, let me make sure I have this right, is your player board. One thing I really like about these is the dual layer board on them, and then also the dual layer on the tracker over here, which I believe came with the deluxe version. So this is the deluxe version of the game. It's not the Founders Edition. I didn't splurge for the real glass pieces, but I didn't feel like we really needed them. Um, so it has this dual layer so that your characters, so here's some of your characters, actually fit in there as you're moving them around to keep track of how many pieces of glass you have. And then you've got your pans where you keep your glass pieces. What do you want to show off here?
I'll show off the bag.
Oh, the bag is really nice.
The bag that comes with it that holds all of your glass pieces. It's full view all the way around, and it is adorable. Can't go wrong with some good characters on a bag, and it's a nice. It seems to be a really nice, sturdy cloth.
It is. It's got a nice string in it. It's got the nice clasp to hold it. I mean, you got some nice metal.
Yeah, they're actually metal and not plastic, so I think that they'll last a little bit longer. And this bag seems to be sewn pretty well on the inside, so it's not gonna fall apart. Like one of our other bags, I won't say which one it was, but we had to replace that one. But this is just a really cute bag, kind of adds to the play.
Then we have our character markers. So you have your 5 character markers here. Really like those. Nice thick wood pieces. Those are nice.
Got your starter, your first player piece here. This one comes with the...
Just that one comes generally.
Generally, and then you can get the upgrade one that is absolutely adorable. It's an actual little wooden piece.
That came with the deluxe and above, I believe.
So that's pretty cute.
And then we have the acrylic river tiles.
Backpack on.
Oh yeah, it's the same.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
So we have the acrylic river tiles, which, once again, I believe these were part of the deluxe version and above. So I wanted these are really nice. They slide really nicely on the player mat, and the player mat, which we'll look at, has a nice player mat here. We'll kind of talk about this a little bit more in just a minute with the artwork. I think maybe we'll have to combine components and artwork as one thing from now on. So, and then the pieces, the glass pieces, which ours are just, I think they're acrylic. I think they're acrylic. They're a nice thickness though.
Maybe they're, yeah. So there's different shapes, different colors that we'll explain a little bit later. But got your...
Yeah, there's 6 different shapes, 6 different shapes, and 8 different colors. 9 if you're playing with 5 or more players.
Yep.
Which we'll talk about in a little bit.
And those are pretty sturdy as well.
Yeah. So those are all the components, and then moving on to the artwork quickly, which we kind of showed already. There isn't a whole lot of artwork in this. The main one, once again, this is the deluxe version, which I believe this may have come just with the deluxe version, and above is the player mat. I love my player mats, and this one, it really worked well. So really beautiful artwork on this. So that's a nice piece of artwork.
And then inside the box, when you take the lid off...
and the cover. The
cover, it's got a little map with everything labeled. Well, not everything, but all of the art studios where the glass comes from.
Where everybody's glassworks are.
Inside the box, so you can say, so you can know which building in your map it belongs to who.
So that's a nice little touch. I didn't notice that, I don't think, when I did my unboxing of this. And I didn't even notice it until recently. I'm like, oh, it's got a nice little map on the inside.
It's adorable.
And then let's just talk about the cover.
Yep, the cover.
The cover with that gold foil. I mean, that's gorgeous. And then you have all of your player mats, which don't have a whole lot of artwork on, just have the character. These all look pretty much the same.
And then look at the back.
So you got some player mats.
Oh, there. That's cute too.
And then, as Stacey pointed out already, the bag. The bag is, there's not a whole lot of artwork here on this one. So, overall, but what it does have is absolutely beautiful. We do have the expansion here, which you have not opened. Maybe. Well, I'm thinking about it. Let's see. So this was not in my unboxing because it had not been put into my... It had not been added into my...
The Black Rocks are for 5 or more players. You add these into it.
And so this expansion adds some different gameplay, if I can get it open. Here, you get it open. You get it open. I can't open it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, see?
This is a.
Where's my mat?
This is
Oh,
well.
I
We
don't know.
may have to just skip this or pause it until we can get it open.
So anyway, the expansion I didn't have originally because it had missed being packed into my pledge, but they were really good at getting it to us. Let's show you some more of the player. Let's go show you a few more of the player mats. So here you go, the player mats. And then the other side is the solo. So I guess I should just point those out. So the solo, and we'll talk about those in a little bit. So here's your other player mat.
Oh my gosh, there's more plastic inside.
Of course there is.
Oh, this one's got
it's a box with a pack of cards that are wrapped in it. So
it's got a starter thingy on it at least.
so there might be some good artwork. I don't know. We haven't seen these. I've not opened these. So let's see what we have for artwork on these cards.
You're just gonna take these out my hand when I've been opening them? Oh, how dare thee!
Oh, there's some good artwork. So let's see what we have. Let's see what we have. So we have. So there's like 6 different things. So there's River Treasures. So we have this back, which is, and the backs look the same. The River Treasures. The River Treasures. Oh, so it has the explanation of what it is, and then it just looks like it gives you some scoring. So you can see the pans with different shapes. So it looks like you get some different scoring options possibly. So that looks kind of cool.
This one's not as exciting.
What's Lake diving? Okay.
And then it's just got your stone on the inside with different shapes and different scoring. But it looks like a stone underwater, so they did a good job at drawing.
Yes. Oh wait, there's 2 things.
There's equipment.
There's 2 things here.
Limited market. Oh,
okay, so there's 6 different things. So we saw the River Treasures, the lake diving. Then you have assistance, which I'm sure you're gonna want to show that because that looks like that has some good artwork. So you show that.
So cute. He's got little different hats on. Okay, the assistants. You've got the glass inspector. Oh, he's so cute. And then each one has a little different hat or a little outfit on.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sailor hat. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Oh, look at him. He's got a little German hat on. Oh my gosh.
Okay, then we have equipment. So these are all little mini expansions. And then so this one, you've got some different equipment that you can do. Look, there's a submarine. Shoot. There's like a little submarine looking thing. And so yeah, so you just got some different really nice artwork on these machines. Just some cute little artwork. Back to the first one. Okay. So we got the equipment. And they each come with a little explanation about what the expansion is. So I think this will add a nice little. We did flooded market, so we did assistance. Oh, we did not do flooded market. Oh. Orders from afar. This looks like it just has some different scoring things on here. Has the same little character on it. And some different scoring.
And then the flooded market has each market is a different color. So I'm guessing that has to do with collecting the colored rocks or stones of some sort. So it's the same with just different colors. So that worked.
All right, so there's a little more artwork for you from the expansions. Those will be a nice little nice little they'll give a little variability, which we always like in games to this. So I think once you play this several times, you kind of get the gist of it. So I think it's going to be a game. We'll talk about it later. That's going to want a little bit more stuff. So there was the artwork. And moving on to the gameplay. So for the gameplay, you have on your mat, when you start with 3 pieces of glass. You can have up to 5 on there. And then on the board, you do one of 2 things. You either place a piece of glass onto one of these tiles based on the shape that is on them. Or you take glass from the river or from the lake at the end. When you place glass, you want to hold one of these?
Yep.
When you place glass, So let's say I place one right here. I'm going to take all of the glass that is on both of the ones next to it, and I'm going to then place them onto my board. Starting with the left, moving to the right, you place pieces, and then once you have a color on there, every color after that, that's the same color. So if I had purple here, it goes in the same column, and you have to start from the left and the right, and that's basically the gameplay. Not too
Try
not
and fill up your rows and
try and fill up as
columns.
much as you can, and then for solo play, each solo character, which is really cool. Every one of these has a different character, and they're all have different complexity levels from 1 to 5. Um, each one of them plays a little bit differently against you. So I really like that they do have the different complexity levels and the different things that the solo AI is doing. But really, that's it. And then the game ends when, or the game end triggers when one person gets 17 pieces of glass on their mat, and then the next, then everybody, when that happens, everybody draws up to 3 pieces of glass. If you don't have 3, you finish that round, and then everybody gets one more turn, and that's the gameplay. It's fairly simple gameplay, fairly straightforward. You place some glass, you take some glass, or you take some out of the lake. So pretty simple and straightforward.
That's probably why I like it.
Moving on to the scoring.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So in the scoring, there's 2 different things you're scoring. You are scoring your rows, and every row is the same number of points. You get 1, 2, 4, 7, 11, 16, or 22 points based on how far across the row you get. Okay, and you can do that for every row. Now, some of the pieces, oh, I didn't mention, some of the pieces are a little bit more common and more rare. So, which it says they're rare. Our game we just played, when I taught Stacey, was there's 9 orange pieces, which are one of the 2 rarest. We had 7 of the orange pieces come out, which was absolutely crazy for us. And then you also score your top 2 columns. So whichever 2 are at the highest, you score the points up there. Now the tricky thing is if you have more than 2 that are like the same, let's say you have like 4 of them that are 3 high, you actually score the 2 lowest. So when you're playing, you have to be very careful to not only score across here, but you gotta balance it out as to what you're doing. Are you going across your rows? Are you going to go up your, and then you gotta try and get a couple of those columns further down, because the columns further down are worth more points. So you see the early ones, the most you get is 5 points. At the end, it's 35 points. So there's your scoring. And any pieces you can't place, I'll make sure I have the right one here.
You get deducted.
You get deducted points. So, like we said, there are 7 columns, but there are 8 colors. So if you get all 8 colors, one of them is going to go over here into your overflow, and you can't score that. Or if you have too many in a column, I believe, it goes over there as well. So you're going to lose points for that.
3 points for each one.
3 points for each one. So the scoring in this game is actually pretty simple. And for the AI, they have different scorings. So I played against the otter because that is the easiest level one. So they don't score anything on this. They do all their scoring over here. So on the otter, it was every glass piece over that didn't fit on here goes over here. They got 3 points for each glass piece, and then they lost 5 points for each glass piece, though. So, hey, that was only of the different color. So when I played solo, they actually had 3 here because I kind of forced them into getting all 8 colors, but they did have quite a few up there. I still won pretty easily on the easy mode, so I'm gonna check the level 2 one next time. So scoring pretty easy. Pretty straightforward. Now on to our final thoughts of this game. You want to start or do you want me to start? Okay.
For a non-gamer gamer, the setup was easy, so it was, not a lot of time not a lot of time to put it up if you wanted to play it. I would consider this a weeknight game.
I would too. This is a game that we can come home from work, set it up. Like you said, you could even have this set up ready to go.
I could do it all by myself.
You could set up, have it ready to go, or it only takes like 5 minutes to unroll the mat, put the tiles down, put some stones on,
Not
put some
even
of the
5
glass on. No.
minutes. But I like this game. It's easy for me to comprehend. It's easy for me to play. The artwork is adorable. It kind of reminds me of like a 1950s artwork,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
I do like that cover. Like, I mean, that cover
yeah,
does
it
have that
kind
kind
of
of very.
reminds me of something that you would see, you know, like my grandpa's day and
Yeah, it's
age of
not super
artwork.
detailed, but it's still
No,
really
it's
like
just
really
adorable.
gorgeous.
So I like the artwork. I like the theme of it, which is kind of important to me as well. And there's an otter, which is my favorite animal in the whole wide world. So I get to be the
So you will
otters.
play with the otter every time,
Yes, I
which
will.
because it doesn't matter what you play with the for multiplayer.
Nope.
So if
Um,
there's an otter in your game and you have good artwork,
this is the
and
girl
and if
right
you have like
here.
an orange, if you had an orange otter, because orange is your favorite color, I mean,
We could really talk on that. But I really enjoy this game. It's not too overcomplicated. I don't think it's something that you overthink. You just match the shape, take your tiles, move your character with the glass on your board, and next person. Or you take out of the river to fill up your pan, and next person. So the rules are pretty easy to follow for me, so that's very important. Again, it's matching colors and shapes,
yeah.
which I can do. I'm a color and shape person.
I do think, like you said, this one can be played a lot of different ways. You can play it just okay. Let me just play, which is what Stacy does, and she enjoys that. I try to look ahead a little bit to see, okay, can I try and get myself like these things? But even that way, the tiles move. The tiles move. So the same shape is
Mm-hmm.
not going to be next to the same thing, and you don't know what your opponent's going to do. So you don't know where those shapes are going to be. So one strategy I told Stacy the first time she was taking stuff out of the lake is when I take stuff out of the lake, I try to get as many different shapes as I can onto my pan because it's going to give me the most options when I go to place onto the river. If I've only got like 2 or 3 shapes, that really limits. If I can get 4 or even 5 different shapes onto my pan, that's going to give me wide variety of what I can actually get off of the river. Um, I love this game. I played it for the first time on a Wednesday night game night on Board Game Arena. We learned it. It was an instant hit for me. I've played it multiple times with a lot of different people, a lot different player accounts online um, on BGA. Two reasons I did back this was I knew that the physical copy was going to have a solo mode. So I was really excited about that because I really loved the game and I wanted to be able to play it solo as well. And I knew Stacy was going to like it. I knew it was going to be a game. I've gotten pretty well at knowing things that you're going to like and what you're not. I knew there wasn't too much going on and that it was going to be, okay, you're doing a few things and that's it. So I knew you were going to like it. And there was an otter, so I knew she was going to like the otter.
What's the BGG
BG. Oh,
ranking of
the
this?
the
Is it have enough? Do we
oh,
know?
I'm sure it does.
Oh, we don't have to look it up. That's okay. I was just wondering if you knew.
I do not know what the we can look it up really quick.
Oh, but the other thing that I like about it is even in the pan, it tells you in the pan, start with 3 and you can only have 5 on there. I mean, it tells you what you need to do.
Oh yeah,
And
it does.
oh, you just no notice that?
Yeah, it's pretty faint. I mean,
It's faint, but I can
it's
see
very
it.
faint. Yeah.
And then on the placey pieces, it shows you how many pieces go on the next. Look at that. Oops, it's backwards. I'm sorry. How many pieces will go on your next tile?
So when you take one of the tiles and you clear whatever tile you take stuff off of, you move that. I guess we didn't talk about that at the gameplay. You
Oh,
move it to the end of the river, and the whole river flows towards
the lake.
the lake. So then when you place this new one on, it's going to go here.
Mm-hmm.
It tells you this one has 2 on it, so you put 2
Two.
new beads.
And then what
two new.
shape? You
Well,
have to
the shape
use.
is
But anyway,
the shape is when you place it on there.
yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, it's kind of foolproof, really, and that's the kind of game that I like. Is it tells you okay, you have to match up your circle. You can only play circles here, or you can only play hearts. So each one has a different shape that you can play on. So to me, that's called foolproof game. And as long as you can match shapes and colors, you should be able to play this game. So I and the artwork. I love the artwork.
Mhm.
Like I said, it kind of reminds me of Emmett Otter Jug Band Christmas artwork, kind of. If
There you
you've
go. There
seen
you
that
go. There you
movie,
go.
that's
There
a
you go.
great movie. I highly recommend it as well.
And we haven't dove into these, but I think this is going to add a lot of variability to this game. It's going to add a lot of replayability. Just adding one of these things in that changes the scoring just a little bit, or gives you some sort of ability. So these give you new powers, new player powers, and new scoring combinations. So I think just adding these in is going to be really nice because it's going to just add that variability. That's going to be like, oh, well, let's play just the base game. Oh, let's add in something. Which one? What do we want to add in? So there's 6 different little ones in here. So that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, overall, I already knew this game was a hit. I really loved how easy the solo mode was to play. I'm looking forward to playing against some other ones. So like Otto Snugs, the otter was like level 1. Hoppington, Spring and Skip is level 2. So there's 5 different ones. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they all play. They all play a little different. On the back, they have different ways they play, different things that they do, different ways they place their tiles, grab tiles. So I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hit. Like they said, it'll be a weeknight game. It'll be really quick.
And also on the play boards, it tells you
Mm.
your turns. So it tells you your turn, place and gather, and tells you what you need to do to place and gather. And then the scoring on here as well. So that's, I mean, you can basically fit the whole gameplay right here on your board.
Yeah, that's
So if
that's
that,
that's a nice bonus.
yeah, so if that
Tells you
can
everything.
fit right here, it's got to be compatible for a lot of different people to be
Yeah,
able to
so
play.
that's your whole game. Once you read the directions, once your whole all your directions right there. Oh, what do I? Okay, that's what I do. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a big hit for me. It already was. The solo mode I really enjoy, and I'm looking forward to exploring that.
I'm ready to play again.
Okay,
We played it once.
we
I'm
played
ready
it
to
once.
play again.
I think we're gonna start our weeknight gaming this week, and I think this one is going to be on the table a few times.
Ooh.
But anyway, um, yeah, another big hit for us. This one will stay in our collection for some time. I know we just got it, but this one's gonna stay. This one's easy enough where this one's gonna stay with us for some time. If you've played River Valley Glassworks, let us know what you think.
If there's a game similar,
Yeah, if there's something similar at a low weight. I did look up the weight. The weight is only 1.63, I think,
that's why
on
I
it.
like it.
So
Okay.
it's a pretty low weight.
Is there an age range on this? I'm guessing 8 and up.
Probably 8 and up or 12 and up is usually what they are, depending on if they want to consider it a toy or a game.
I don't see an age
And it's
range.
probably on this one.
Oh.
Oh, nope, they don't have.
But the
Oh, right
art
there.
is
It's on
by
the side. It's right
Andrew
there. It's right there.
Bosley.
8 and up.
I don't see
Oh, Andrew Bosley. Right.
Andrew
Right there.
Bosley.
So
Oh,
Andrew
Lord,
Bosley.
that is little.
Andrew Bosley, very famous artist, does a lot of great work. I got several games by him. We may have a showcase wall at some point that is Andrew Bosley art. He actually has some games coming in collaboration with Stonemeyer
Oh.
coming in a few years. They're working on a series of games based on a world he has created. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So yes, if you have played River Valley Glassworks, let us know what you think about it. If you have any games that have similar mechanics, I like the drafting mechanic, but the fact that you're placing stuff before you can draft is a little different from other things. Let us know.
I like this game.
And if you like this video, please hit that subscribe button up above. And if you want to see the rest of our initial impressions, you can follow that video. Once again, this has been Where There's a Wills.
There's a play.
I'm Ian.
I'm Stacey.
And we'll see you next time.
At the table.